Michael Douglas is falling down, falling down, falling down. Michael Douglas is falling down. Someone has a case of the Mondays. Falling Down, released in 1993 and is directed by Joel Schumacher, who's behind such films like Dying Young, 8mm, A Time to Kill, Phone Booth, The Phantom of the Opera, and a couple of my favorite movies of all time, Batman Forever and the critically acclaimed Batman and Robin. And this film, sorry, I couldn't really say that with a straight face, but this film is starring Michael Douglas, Robert Duvall, Barbara Hershey, Rachel Ticontin, Frederick Forrest, and Tuesday Weld. And the reason why we're talking about Falling Down today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a big contributor and supporter of this channel over the years, Jeremy Pape. Thank you very much, my friend, for your recommendation and your support thrown this way at this channel. I believe I have seen this poster multiple times, especially whenever Michael Douglas comes up in conversation, or if I'm looking for a Michael Douglas film to watch. This poster, this image of him in the white shirt and tie with the glasses, with the briefcase, always pops up, but I have never seen this film before. And there's a lot of trigger warnings that I think were needed for this movie, because this type of person, this character that he plays, I feel is more common nowadays, and people feel glorified to do something like what this character does in this movie. This was back in 1993, and yet I feel like more and more people nowadays are making headlines on the news, newspaper, if those things still exist, social media. You always hear a bad news story about someone like this character going around and searching for justice in their own weird, warped little mind that they have. It's a fascinating character study, so thank you very much, Jeremy, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like Jeremy Pape and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Jeremy Pape here. One day, William Foster finds himself stuck in LA traffic and decides to up and abandon his car and go on a little stroll and a one-man wrecking spree that sees him come to conflict with several different merchants and people all throughout the LA area, dealing with concepts of class system, economic pressures, and what we would consider nowadays mental health issues. Yeah, the term mental health wasn't really used back in the 90s, or at least I wasn't aware of it. It definitely wasn't a term that we used in my household, if the term mental health even existed at all back in the 90s. But the idea of taking care of yourself mentally was just unheard of. I never really understood the idea of taking care of yourself mentally until really I graduated undergrad, which means it wasn't until like 2010-ish when I went to grad school where the idea of, oh yeah, mental health, that's an important thing. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it sounds like a neat concept. And in present time, you have mental health and therapist options everywhere, really. I really wish this guy, this character of William Foster, I wish he would have had some type of outlet. Because for one, like I said, this was not around in the 90s, and looking at this character and seeing a little bit of his background and how he was brought up, just like me, the term mental health probably never crossed his mind growing up. So his decision and his reaction of this terrible, awful, terribly bad day, this seemed like the only possibility for him to do so that he can get to his little daughter's birthday. The movie is fascinating. Really, specifically, this character is fascinating because I'm finding myself hating him. Like, I do not like this guy at all. But through the film, as it moves along, and as you see him get closer to his daughter and closer to his ex-wife and that birthday party that he so badly wants to be a part of, and he just wants to be a part of a family, and it's completely blown up. He has no sense of family or purpose. You start to empathize with him. Now, to be clear, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not glorifying what he does in his attempts to make a point or to seek out justice from people charging the wrong things at a grocery store, or people claiming their territory with graffiti on little sidewalks that he's just taken a seat and a rest on, or invading this huge-ass mansion and realizing, wow, I was just in the wrong profession, but I was defending this country. You think I would have been compensated correctly, but no, this plastic surgeon gets all of the millions of dollars. You understand where that frustration and that desire, that want of making the world make sense to you, you can tell why and where that is coming from. Again, I'm not agreeing with it and I'm not glorifying it, but it's the whole thing about films and about story and about theater, novels, anything. It's an attempt for you to empathize and to walk in someone else's shoes for a little bit, just to see where that person comes from and why they come from that place. If anything, just to understand it. Again, not to disagree or agree with it, regardless of where you fall on the fence with this dude, but just to understand. So character-wise, this film is excellent because it really makes you think and it really makes you feel certain feelings. And Michael Douglas, I think, is perfect for this role. I mean, especially with that haircut. I mean, anyone that has that boxy, military, squared-off haircut, you know, is definitely going to be doing something like this. Either that or joining any one of the armed forces. You know, take your pick. But I really enjoyed his performance. I'm not the biggest Michael Douglas fan, but there are certain films of his that I could watch on repeat, like The Ghost in the Darkness. That's just amazing. One of my favorite films of all time. In here, this is one of the greatest character performances, I would say. The other stuff with Robert Duvall, this is his last day on the police force, and gosh, I just want to get home to eat my chicken that's in the oven, and people are preventing me from eating my chicken with the skin on it. The entire time you're thinking, oh, well, obviously he's not making it home because they keep referencing and calling back to it. This guy is clearly not going to make it back. I've heard the trope so many times in all these cop shows and cop movies about how just on the last day and then you get shot down, getting too old for this shit. Is this where that trope got started? Like, it's your last day, it's your retirement day, and then something bad happens or you want to go out in the blades of glory. Regardless if this is where it started or not, I still like the trope. But really, the main focus here is the character of William Foster and the performance of Michael Douglas. It is excellent. Like I said before, this film makes you feel feelings that you might not necessarily want to feel, but it's definitely getting those emotions out of me. And if you've never seen this film before, but you want to venture into checking what it's about, please know, trigger warnings here. There is a lot of anti-Semitic and racist dialogue, and there's a lot of firearm trigger warnings that need to be presented in here because this guy has a machine gun, he has a grenade launcher at one point, and he just goes around and shoots people up that he feels is doing him wrong, or he feels is doing this country wrong. So trigger warning if you're going to watch it, but if you do venture to turn it on, yeah, you're going to get one of the greatest character performances of all time. I'm going to give Falling Down 3.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I am above average.
So guys, if you've seen Falling Down, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.